Right, so Solana is about to pump to $200, and judging by this chart right here, it might actually happen sooner than you think. So if you're not holding any Solana, make sure to stick around till the end of the video, because you do not want to miss out on this opportunity. Right, so the crypto market, guys, has been going absolutely insane right now. A lot of coins are super up, like Ordi is up 34% for the day, Quant is up 16% for the day. It actually reached $140 today, which is just mad when you think about it, right? This week it went down to 106, and yeah, it's just going crazy. We also have a lot of other coins that are up, right? Like Aptos, Injective, Stacks is also up, Gala is also up, and not too many losers, but a lot of winners, right? That's mostly the crypto market has been winners today, and yeah, Solana is one of those winners. Solana has been moving absolutely mad for the past couple of weeks, and especially for the past week, right? It went from $70 to $118, and yeah, I have been talking about this project for a very long time, and yeah, you can see on my videos, check them out. Solana will grow, and it actually grew, right? And this is just the tip of the iceberg, so make sure to still tune into the videos and still consider buying Solana, because right now it's not too late. No matter what anyone else tells you, it's not too late to get into this project. You just have to be on time, you just have to be calculated, and you need to have a plan. Now, how Solana has been behaving is really bullishly, shortly said, but the longer explanation is it basically broke the entire trajectory that it was on, right? Obviously it was keeping pretty steadily increasing, like it was bullish, but it was steady, and it absolutely broke every support line that they had. It absolutely broke the $100 support line as well. Before this boom, we were actually hoping for $100 before the end of 2023, and now we might get $200 by the end of 2023 if it continues to be this bullish, although I kinda doubted that specifically, but anything is possible, especially with this project, with Solana. Legitimately anything is possible, guys. And yeah, how it has been behaving, I literally haven't seen a bad day for Solana. And if we go to the 1 hour chart, as you guys can see, a more detailed way, obviously it hasn't been too crazy for the 1 hour for today, right? For today it has kind of been in a straight line, but that is expected, right? It grew from $70 to $120, and the CEO actually spoke about this so much, and we're actually gonna check out this video 7 months ago where he speaks about Solana's phone Saga, that actually came out right around that time, but was actually gaining traction around this time. So yeah, that was an indicator, and we did speak about that specifically, that's going to be one of the main reasons why Solana grew. Another pretty big reason is obviously with Bonk's rise and a lot of the other altcoins on Solana's blockchain that rose as well. Yeah, they actually boosted the price so much, to be honest. And yeah, so Bonk has been moving pretty decently, but nothing crazy ever since that boom. But yeah, obviously it has been decent, but it helped Solana so much, right? It helped Solana so much get that traction, get the name in the crypto space overall. And yeah, like overall this project is, in my opinion, really good for the long term as well. $200 Solana is still possible, so if you invest right now and if you hold, in my opinion, that is still an option. Right now, that's not financial advice. I never give financial advice on this channel. I simply say what I think is going to happen, right? That's the main goal. And yeah, with that being said, let's see this interview from Solana CEO Anatoly Yakovenko and what he's going to say about the Solana Saga smartphone launch.
Let's dive straight into your phone, Saga. Roughly 10 months ago, Solana first teased the potential of this cell phone that basically doubles as a dedicated crypto hardware wallet. Just tell us some of these features and why you wanted to create this.
Yeah, it's shipped, it's live, it's really cool. The cool thing about this is it's using technology that when I was at Qualcomm, like my close friends had developed. So this creates a secure display and a secure touch interface on the phone that prevents the Android operating system from ever having the possibility from ever stealing your keys. And that makes the security in this device as close to a hardware wallet as a phone could allow. So kind of think of it as, the place where, Apple stores your Face ID, that secure element in the device is now acting as your hardware wallet. That's really, really important for users. Self-custody is the fundamental feature of crypto, not your keys, not your coins. So I think that was one of the key features that we wanted to implement. The other one I think is obviously the decentralized app store. You see these big companies.
Yeah, before he goes into detail about the app store, I gotta say that this Solana phone at first seemed like a kind of a gimmick, right, for kind of keeping the name relevant for Solana before it kind of had the pump. But no, it actually doubles as a decentralized wallet, which is a really, really cool addition in my opinion. Now I know Marques Brownlee actually called it the worst phone of the year, but he did have some backlash regarding that, and he never typically gets backlash, so that says a lot about Solana's phone. And that's one of the key reasons why I believe in this project, right? It provides security with that. Obviously, hardware wallet is the safest way to hold crypto, and it's also keeping the name in the user's mind, right? Obviously, and it keeps the traction going. It keeps the news flowing, and it keeps the name in the news mouth. And yeah, that's very important.
I just wanted to come to that. You guys have custom dApp store, which only lists crypto applications. Why did you make the choice to not have extractive fees on dApp store apps? And we're seeing this given the context of how an Apple and a Google charge 30% tax on their respective storefronts.
You can't charge 30% tax on Web3 assets because the Web3 assets are not owned by the marketplaces. They're owned by the users. And Magic Eden or Tensor cannot have 30% higher prices on their mobile app store than they do on their desktop. No user is going to pay $13,000 for an NFT that costs $10,000 in the marketplace on the desktop. It just doesn't work. And there's no way for these applications to eat that fee because they don't own that content. You have to start treating digital assets like you do physical assets, and that's just not going to happen in these big companies. I think it's going to take somebody to show that there's really $1 billion worth of revenue to make in Web3 before they change their business models.
So Anatoly, we haven't had you on the show in a while, and a lot has changed since then. And one of the interesting things that has come up is that there's now kind of a lot of new projects out there that are flush with capital and that could potentially eat into sort of Solana's share. I mean, some of these blockchains are like Sui, Base, Linea, Scroll. I'm just curious what your strategy is kind of in this market that you have a lot of these new players.
Yeah, so obviously that's a pretty good question, right? Solana kind of dabbles into the same space as Ethereum does, and there's a lot of other projects that dabble into the same space, right? But there's a reason why Solana and Ethereum are number 1 and number 2 in their respected space, and overall it's not that easy to make a project like that. So even though they are great projects and they can be considered as threats, in my opinion Solana just clears all of them, and Anatoly is probably gonna say something similar but in a more PR way, right? In a more acceptable way, I should say.
Well, none of them are as fast as Solana, do as many transactions as Solana, or run as many nodes as Solana. So I think we're still quite ahead on the technology front. And that technology, I think, is really important to the applications that need it. So you've seen folks like Helium move from their own layer 1 that they've been working on to Solana. Render voted to move to Solana as well. And this is, I think just a sign that, like, when you really get down to it, Solana, I think, is still far more advanced than all the other blockchains on the market.
Yeah, if you notice here, guys, Solana was $21, which is just mad. I knew I DCA'd a little bit there, but I wish I put most of my money there, if I'm being honest, as how it has been pumping right now. It's 6 times to what it was back then. It's going to be even bigger. It's going to be a 10x from 21, definitely, right? And yeah, if you see the videos, we did talk about that even back then. But even for us, like, obviously this is amazing, this is insane, and even though we did expect it, it's still a pleasant surprise, right?
Welcome to High Level. We're an all-in-one platform that gives you everything you need.
Just also kind of off of that question again, you haven't been on in a while. Solana was very heavily associated with FTX, as we all know. The two words were often used together. What has been like? How have you sort of filled that hole? Right. I mean, this is Solana. Like, let's be honest here. For a while, people were like, okay, is Solana over? Is Solana dead? Obviously, it's not. It's not dead, but it's far from that. But how did you sort of recover from that? I mean, given that this was such a massive association with Solana.
Well, FTX had such an outsized potential, had such an outsized kind of place in the marketplace in terms of crypto. So anything that they did became kind of a big deal. And they were building on Solana, they were building a lot of applications. And when they collapsed, that created this massive hole. But the rest of the developers that are building on Solana really had nothing to do with FTX. And you saw that in the last hackathon. We had over 800 projects submitted during that hackathon. That was our largest hackathon ever. So, and that happened basically 2 months after the FTX collapse. I was obviously holding my breath until that happened. I myself wasn't even sure, is this ecosystem going to survive? Because that's even myself, I don't even know the size of it. But after that hackathon happened, after seeing the kind of applications people submitted and the devs that are super excited to build these next generation crypto experiences on Solana, I was, finally able to breathe and kind of, look past that whole debacle. And you see really, really innovative things coming out of those developers. Like, I really hope folks go check out Dialect. It's a messaging app. It has built-in messaging that are smart messages. You can send and request crypto transfers. It doesn't even feel like you're using a blockchain. It's cheap and fast, and it feels like what you expect crypto to be like in 5 years after everyone in the world is using it.
Yeah, and that's all the time we have for today, guys. Make sure to check out the rest of the video if you're interested in learning more about Solana and how their CEO thinks, which is, in my opinion, one of the most important things when looking at a project. And yeah, also guys, let me know where you think Solana is going to head for the future. Where do you see it heading? Are you still bullish, or do you think Solana will kind of calm down, maybe even drop to where it was? Let me know all of your thoughts and more in the comments below about Solana, about the crypto market and everything crypto. As always, I love talking to you today, and peace.